I'm setting up those very important monthly pages for January. So stay with me. Well, hi everyone, I'm Crystal from A Crystal Clear Life, where we focus on planning, organizing, and living a more simplified life. And today, we are setting up those important monthly pages for the month of January. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. As you can see here on my computer screen, I am using OneNote, and I have been working on setting up my January pages for you in my planner. And I like to create a planner where I have a year-long section, a goal section, a project section, and then a section for each month of the year, and then some other random sections like a GTD or getting things done section, a notes and research section, that kind of thing. But I'm going slowly and I'm walking you through the process so that if you would like to set up your own planner, you can follow along with me and do that, okay? I last week set up the weekly pages where I did a planner that looks something like this. And I created it as a weekly page template, and then I made week 1, week 2, and so on, all the way down to week 6. So I have that basic layout ready for the weeks coming up. But what I want to do now is I want to go back in and I want to set up those monthly pages, okay? So the first thing that I needed to do is I needed to get this notebook background. So I created this background in PowerPoint. I have a video linked up above for you to check out if you want to be able to create your own notebook that looks like this in the background. I have done others that you'll see in the video as well. You can kind of play around with it and pick and choose and create the thing that you like the best, okay? All right, so I'm going to set this page up as a template that I can use for other pages as I create new pages. But first of all, I have to make sure that all of those links are right and the colors are the way that I want them, okay? So let's go back to this weekly page because that's the one that I've done the most work on so far. And if you can hear my kitty cat snoring, Emma is right here beside me, asleep as usual, and she's snoring a little loudly today. Well, the first thing that I want to do is I want to go up here and I want to copy these links that are up here at the top because they are the links to my weekly pages that I have just created here, okay? All right, so I want to copy those first. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this weekly template that I made, and I'm going to go all the way up here to the top, and I'm going to copy this whole table across the top. Now this table has links to all of my various pages, my Google Calendar, all of that kind of thing. And I'm going to highlight the whole thing and I'm going to say copy. And then I'm going back to the inbox page, or it's not really my inbox, it just is picking that up because it's the first word that was there. And I'm going to go up here to this. Again, it's kind of hard to see because it's very close to the top of the screen, but I'm going to highlight that whole thing and I'm going to hit Control V, which will paste in the one that has all of the links in it. So there you can see my links work. They go to week 4 and that kind of thing. Okay. I'm going to call this January template because that's kind of what I am just building it to be. Okay, now the other thing that you'll notice is these are still my December colors here. So again, back to that weekly, and I want to copy these weekly colors or these weekly colors as well. So we'll make a copy of that and we'll take it to our January template, highlight that and paste, okay? And we will arrange that and get it exactly where we want it to be. Okay, so that looks good. And I have left a place up here for my page title. I like to have that as part of my notebook background, but I am going to go ahead and delete the date and the time so it's a much cleaner look. because I don't really need that up there. And what I want to do is set this kind of as a background so that anytime I am, creating a new page for the month of January, this will be the page that comes in. Okay, let's see if there's anything else on that weekly that I want. I will take my Crystal Clear Life, and let's also go ahead and do January and this snowflake. And again, paste on the side. Now, what I should do is I should take these two things and do them together and copy them, and then go over here and paste on the side as a picture. And now those two things will stay together, and I can move them wherever I would like, as opposed to being two separate things. And I think I like that, so I'm going to let that go like that. Then they'll float nicely behind my tables and stuff. Okay. All right. Anything else from the January weekly that must come forward? I do not think so. All of these other stickers and things I can recreate as I need them. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and save this page as a template. To do that, I'm going to go up here to Insert and Page Templates. Page Templates comes up on the side, and I can title this, save this page as a template. And it's going to come up and ask me what I want to call it. And I'm going to say January. And let me go ahead and let me do this. Let me do 24 January NB for notebook. Okay? All right. And I will set as a default for this section and save. Okay, so when I create a new page, it will come in looking exactly like this. If you don't want to create a page template like that, simply you can go down to the page that you want to make a copy of, go to Move or Copy, and say that you would like to put that in January. You're going to make a copy of this page and put it in January, and do Copy, and then it will come up there as well, okay? All right, so let's work on this page because I want to create my January dashboard. So I'm going to start with this base page, and then let's build from there. One thing that I love to do is in my year-long section is I have my long-term planning. So I have my calendar here. You see the January section is here. This is where I record any doctor's appointments, events that I'm going to, any of that kind of stuff, any of that long-term planning. So what I like to do is just come in here and highlight this. This is simply a 3-table column that I'm going to be copying. And I can take it back to my January page. Now, this whole calendar that you see here is actually a calendar that I got from Calendarpedia. I downloaded it into a Word template and then copied it and pasted it into OneNote. I have a video on that. I will link it up above. But for now, I'm just going to come in and copy January, highlight the whole thing, copy, take it back to January. And I am going to paste, and I like to always paste on the side if possible. So let's put that in there. And the way this calendar is laid out is the weekends are highlighted in blue. Any holidays are also highlighted in blue. And I like that color combination. I think it looks okay. But remember, if I wanted to, I simply could come in. Oops. I simply could come in and do table shading on this table shading and change it to whatever color I would like it to be, okay? So if I wanted to make it brown, I could do that, all right? Okay. But for now, the blue works perfect for what I would like it to be, all right? The other thing that I like to do is I like to have a space to write down my goals for the month. And I've done that in different ways. If you look back at some of the icons, I've created icons where there's a space for me to write the goals in. You could do it very simply as a table. Again, let's work over here on the side. I'll go up to column and let's say 1 column by 5 rows, and okay. And you see that gives me a place here I can then drag that over wherever I would like it to be. And let's call this goals for January. And again, I can do some table shading here. Let's say I want that one to be gray. And maybe I'll put a little picture out here to go with what I want my goals to be, my big main objectives. So another thing I usually like is a currently section, you know, where you write down what you're currently reading, listening to, eating, wearing, all that kind of stuff. So let's come out here on the side and we will create another table. This one can be 2 columns, but I usually write down quite a few things. So let's go 15 and say okay. And that gives me another place up here. Let's say I want to go outside of the box and let's write currently, and I can make that into any kind of font that I want. Let's see, Harrington is one that I like. It's kind of festive and fun. I think it's a nice font. So we'll do that and we can format it to whatever color we want. Let's do that nice blue color we've been using. Make it bold, make it a little bit bigger, like so. And then this is where I will list things like what I'm currently reading, what I'm currently watching, what I'm currently eating, what I'm currently dreaming about, what I'm excited about, what I might be planning, any travel that I'm doing. Okay, so you get the idea. You know, you just kind of pick things that you want to record for yourself and you go ahead and fill those in, and then that gives you a space to write down the title of the book, the title of your audio book, you know, what television series you might be watching, you know, all those kinds of things. All right, so that's how I build that section. Okay, and then I have a section over here where I usually put things from my master garden list. Now, the way that I started this list a long time ago, Master Gardener list, is I went on to the web and I found a calendar that I liked. This one happens to be from the Maryland Extension Agency, the Maryland Extension Agency, and it says, you know, what to garden, how to garden and when. And the reason that I picked this one is because it matches up with the zone that I am in, okay? So you see here, it has things listed for each month. Let me zoom in so you can see better. So for March, gently clean up the garden, control crabgrass, prune non-flowering trees, cut perennials, you know, those kinds of things. But what I started doing is I took these ideas as a start and I wrote down the ones that made sense for me and then what pertains to my garden. And I wrote down other things that also you know, makes sense for my particular garden. So for example, I live in the woods. So even in March, I have leaves that blow onto the grass. And as the grass starts to grow, I need to get that cut and stay off of the grass. There is no way with all of the land that I have around me and all the leaves that I have around me, there is no way that I could get all of the leaves up and off of my lawn. So that's kind of a perpetual thing for me, okay? So I add to this from time to time. And so what I do is I just have to go back and make a copy of this, and then I can take it forward to January and paste on the side, and I can move it in place. And I like to give it about 1/4 of the space that I have, okay? And again, I can move this currently up, so I have something like that, okay? Another thing that I like is I like to try a new recipe every month. And so I'll put some kind of Post-it note or some kind of board or something here for a recipe to try. So let me go find my graphic that I like to use. And here it is. And we'll take that back to January, paste on the side. Okay, so this is my little recipe to try. And then what I normally do is, as I find a recipe that I want to try, right here on this index card, I will copy the link to it if it happens to be something that is online, or I can simply create a text box and write on the side. So let's say for January, I want to try a pineapple upside down cake. Okay, and then I can play around with putting that on there. I can make this shorter so that it fits like that, and then I have my recipe to try. Okay, now let's go back and look at that December one to give you an idea of what kind of a finished thing looks like. All right, so you see here I have my calendar, I have my title, my title for the month. I have my goals set up. I have some decorative things. I have my currently section, my recipe to try, my things to do in the garden. And then I also put down an episode tracker, if I am watching a television episode. So let's go see if I can find something that might work with this colorway in the January things that I have been using. So I have some January stickers, and here come the January stickers. Now let's see if I have an episode tracker that's in that blue colorway. Yes, there it is. So I can copy that, and I can take that back to 2024, January. Let's paste on the side. And there is my little episode tracker. And it is a graphic, so I can make it bigger or smaller. Can put it down here in the corner if I want. And let's go back to that page and maybe find a cute graphic to put with that. These penguins are so adorable. This set is from DCP Digitals. And they're very cute. I'll leave a link to all of her stuff in the description box below if you would like. Let's take this snowflake back to January. I'm hoping we don't get too much snow, but you never know, right? Let's kind of put that up there behind the garden stuff. And let's find one or two of those cute little animals. Hibernation mode activated. That's adorable. Hot cocoa and TV day. I like that one too. So let's take those and we'll copy those and go back to January. Paste on the side. And I can play around with placement there. Maybe we'll put this over here. Just something fun and festive. You get the idea. Anyway, I wanted to show you that even though my December page looks pretty complex, right? It really isn't. It is, a couple of tables. And actually, looking back at this reminds me, I added an extra row for meals, and I want to do that again in January. So I can take this existing table, I can come in here and click in this last cell, and I can go down to the table feature, and I can say insert to the right, and that will add another entire section there for me so that I can put my meals up here, because what I like to do is I like to make some freezer meals, and I like to be able to use them, in a timely way. So I like to plan that out sometimes, and sometimes doing it monthly, or if I have big events happening, that is very helpful. All right, my little sticker, and these things got shifted down. Sometimes that happens. Things get shifted around. So let me show you a quick way to grab all of those things and move them back up. I'm going to go up here, and I'm just going to click my left mouse button and I'm going to grab everything in one big square, and that highlights everything. And then I can simply move it back up to where I want it to be. And you see all those things are there. This is too far over, so let's move it over a little bit, like so. And that works. Now, because I added this extra column on here, if I want to move this one individually, I simply just have to click on it and I can move it. Okay? All right, so there you have my January dashboard set up pretty quickly. Let's make another copy of this page and let's quickly do our inbox. So we'll go back to this blank page. And again, the quick way to do it is to say move or copy. I want it in January, make a copy of it, and there you go. Oh, before I do that, so I need to rename this my January dashboard. There we go. And you see it changes over here in pages. And then this January template will no longer be the template, but it will be my inbox. Okay. Which is always very important to me. Let's go back to year long so I can get that inbox list. Now my inbox list is a list of all of the special tags that I use in my planner. If you want to learn about tags, I have a whole playlist about tags. Tags is one of my favorite things about OneNote. It really, really is helpful for me to be able to organize things by context, and that's kind of what GTD is all about. They organize things by context, and so I know that there are certain things that I have to do when I'm at the computer. I know there are certain things that I have to do when I'm in the garden, if I am working on budget stuff, or if I am, have some free time and can do some research, things to talk to my husband about, things to talk to my daughter about, all of those contextual kinds of things I love to have all in one place. And the tags feature allows me to do that, okay? So I put this here, and then as I add something new, so for example, let's say I have a return that I need to do. There's a couple ways I can do it. I can either go into the list under errand and click there and say return sweater to Costco, or I can simply go out here and type return library books, and I can go up to my tags, which are listed right up here, and I can find errand and click that, and it will put the correct tag on it. Okay, so I love tags. Again, if you want to learn more about tags, I can talk for days about tags, but check those videos out first. And if you have any questions, you can leave me a comment below and I'll be happy to answer that for you. Okay. All right. So let's see. I'm going to leave that on there because I actually do have library books to return, but I do not have a Costco sweater to return. So I will take that one off. Okay. All right, now my inbox is set up. I just leave this as a big blank section so that I can record anything. I drop all kinds of notes in here, and then at the end of each month, I go back and process those notes and make sure that I've moved them. Let's say it's a recipe. I'll move it to my recipe folder. Let's say it's a note or somebody's phone number. I'll move that to my contacts. So I go through and I clean up, just like when you have all those little pieces of paper all over your desk and you go, do I need this anymore? No, that's trash. Throw that away. I do that with my inbox, and it really is very, very helpful. So I'm glad to have that one set up, okay? All right, the other thing that I do is my health and habits. So again, let's make a copy of this. We're gonna then keep it in January and make a copy. And now when I look at that page, let's make sure that this template is set as the background. So you see I'm clicking on this green notebook here, and I'm going to right click and set the picture as a background. That's going to make sure everything doesn't move, just in case. And then I'm going to go find my templates that I created. Some of these I created years ago. I have lists of frequently used templates, And one of them happens to be my health and habits tracker, okay? So I'm going to take this one and I'll hold down my control key and take that one and make a copy of those and take them back to January. And let's paste those in here. Control V to paste, or click the paste button. And there you see both of the charts, okay? Now, really, if you dissect this and you look at it carefully, you will see that this simply is, this over here is a table of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 columns by 17. So I have a place for the title and then each day of the month. And then I just duplicated it and changed the numbers to match over here, okay? All right, and what I do is I record my statistics from my Garmin watch and my blood sugar and my weight and all of that stuff. And I keep track of that. And my doctor loves this because she can say, you know, what do your numbers look like? And I can just show her. I copy these and make a whole long column of just, you know, month after month after month. And she's able to see the progression of what, you know, my numbers are doing and all that kind of stuff. So I love it. It works great. I'm going to keep doing it. I'm thinking about switching it to a spreadsheet. More on that later. We'll see. But this is where I'm starting with in January. Okay? All right. So dashboard, inbox, and my health and habits tracker. Are ready to go. Okay? All right. Another page that I usually make is my household list of things that I do. I'm not quite ready to do that yet. So I'm gonna leave that one off for now. There'll probably be a video later about that one. And my personal meal planning page. I also have a video on my personal meal planning page. And what I do is at the end of December, I will just copy that forward to January because it's also my grocery shopping list and I might need it between now and then. Let's see, what else? Those are really the 5 important pages that I do. Let me show you quickly that you can organize these pages and get them in a line that might make more sense for you. So I like to put my inbox at the very top. So I'm going to click on my inbox and hold the mouse down, and you see that it starts to be dragged to the top. So I can put that up there at the top, and then I can move my dashboard up underneath of that, and my health and habits up underneath of that. And then I have my weekly things here. Now, I like to nest my weekly things, okay? So what I mean by nesting is I like to take them and, you know, kind of make them all a sub-page. So when I click make a sub-page, you'll see it kind of nests it in there. And make a sub-page. I can do all of these at once. I can click and hold down the Shift key and select all of them and make all of them a sub-page. Okay, so they're all there. So if I want to, I can close that whole section and not really have to see all of my weeks, or I can open it up and then I can add pages inside of there that I would like to, you know, store under that week. Maybe it's, you know, tickets for an event or information for a doctor's appointment or something like that. Or maybe it's the daily pages for those weeks, okay? I have not created daily pages for January yet. I'm going to quickly look through my templates and see maybe there's something I've created in the past that I can use again for January. Sometimes I use daily pages a lot, sometimes I don't, but I always like to have one available if possible. But that will be another video. I really wanted to show you today how to set up, because I know a lot of people have asked me, how do you get your dashboard to look like that? You know, how does all those things come together? Well, now you know my secrets, right? It's not as mysterious and difficult as it looks. You can collect information from anything that you need in your life. Maybe instead of the garden stuff, maybe that's your child's school calendar or your partner's work calendar or something like that. Maybe if you belong to a club or an organization, you know, maybe it could be their event planning things for the month, responsibilities that you have, all that kind of stuff. So you can really play around with, you know, what this page could look like for you. Again, I love to use tables. I love to use nested tables, and I think all of that just makes it much easier to use. Okay? All right. Well, if you have any questions, please leave me a comment below. If you've learned anything new from this video, please go ahead and give me a like. That really does help my channel out. Remember that subscribe button is free, does not cost you anything at all. It just lets YouTube know that, hey, people like the content that I'm creating, okay? And then they will recommend it to more people. And really my goal has always been to be able to continue teaching after I retired and to help people live a more organized life. And my love of OneNote. I love sharing OneNote with people. So by you hitting that like and subscribe button, that lets YouTube know that this is valuable information. They will share it with others, and that's a good thing. Okay? All right. Well, until next time, here's hoping that you can live a more organized and simplified life through better planning. I use OneNote. Give it a try and let me know how it's working for you. Until next time. Okay. Bye.